Good morning, teacher and grade 6 learners. Welcome to another exciting episode of Valenzuela FB Live. I am Sir Noel from Marulas Central School, your new teacher live streamer for today as we explore the colorful world of music. Before we start our lesson, please type your name, grade and section, and the name of your school. Class, there are some rules to follow while we are having our online class. First, find a comfortable and quiet space. Next, be prepared and on time. Third, respect your teacher and your classmates. Next, participate actively. Last, be ready with your paper, pencil, and module. Before we proceed, I want you to sing with me to the song, Let Us Learn Music Together.
Halina't makinig, tayo ay umawit, masayang magbasa ng note at melodiya. Ritmo'y isayaw, katawan ay igalaw. I am Sir Noel, your music teacher. Let us learn music together. Let us learn music together.
At the end of the lesson, you are expected to identify simple musical forms of a song from the community. Binary, AB. Ternary, ABA, ABC. Rondo, ABACA. Repeat marks and symbols. DC Alpine. Repeat from the beginning until the word fine. Forward and backward repeat marks. First and second ending. What do you see in the picture? Correct. It is a building. A building is designed by an architect and built by engineers. The architect makes the design to make the structure strong, aside from making it attractive. What can you say about the design of the building? Correct. There is a pattern. This adds up to the structural integrity of the building. Music is like a building. There is a structure. There is a pattern. And this is what we call musical form. What is a musical form? Forming music is a way music composition is arranged. It is created when different elements of music are combined and arranged to create a composition. So, an architect creates the plan for a building. What do we call a person who creates a song or music? Any guess? Correct. We call them a composer. A composer is a person who writes and creates music. His composition could be either any musical piece as sung by vocalists or singers, or the music created by means of musical instruments. Maybe some of you can become a composer someday. Here are some of the famous classical composers and their notable musical piece. Let us watch and listen. Composers make musical forms, which express their feelings or ideas. Being a composer is not an easy task. The form of the music he will write depends on the ideas and feelings he will express through composition. Now, let us go to a form of music which is binary. Binary form of music is made up of two musical parts or has two different melodic ideas. You will notice it orally by listening to the change of melodic pattern as it often labeled by the alphabet A and B. Here is an example of a binary form of music, Paru-Parong Bukid. It's a Tagalog folk song that correlates a butterfly to a capricious woman who walks around to attract attention. Notice the use of the alphabet A on a bar number 1, indicating that the succeeding bar is part A. And another alphabet B on a bar 17, indicating the start of part B.
May paineta pa siya, may suklay pa man din, nag-SDO-VALENZUELA ang palalabasin sa harap sa altar, at mananalamin at sa kalalakat ng pakende sa andayan.
If you will listen carefully, there is a difference between the melodic pattern of part A and part B. Therefore, it is a binary form of music. Another form of music is what we call ternary. Ternary form of music is made up of three contrasting musical parts or has three different melodic ideas. Same with binary, you will notice it orally by listening to the change of melodic pattern. It is often labeled by the alphabet A, B, and C. We can also consider the return to the initial music or part A after a contrasting music part B or ABA as a ternary form. A good example of ternary ABC form of music is the Philippine national anthem, Lupang Hinirang. The music of our national anthem is written by Julian Felipe and the lyrics was adapted from the Spanish poem Filipinas written by Jose Palma. Let us listen to our national anthem by the Philippine Philharmonic Orchestra. If we will look at the sheet of music, notice that we have three parts because of the use of the alphabet A, B, and C. Our part A starts on bar 1 up to bar 16. Part B starts on bar 17 up to bar 32. And part C starts on a bar 33 up to the end of the song. What if you don't have the sheet of music of the song? Let us listen again to the excerpts of each part. Part A. Part B. Part C. If you will listen carefully, there is a difference between the melodic and the accompaniment pattern of parts A, B, and C. These differences of each part can be felt orally. Therefore, we can say that lupang hinirang is a ternary ABC form of music. A simple and popular example of a ternary ABA form of music is Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Let us listen first and analyze the piece by identifying orally the parts of the music. If we will look at the sheet music, notice that we have contrasting parts separated by the double bars. Analyzing it more, we will notice that after the double bar on bar 8, the succeeding bars 9 to 12 are the melodic lines with bars 1 to 4. Therefore, there is a repetition of part A, making this musical composition a ternary ABA musical form. Another form of music is what we call rondo. Rondo form of music is more common in instrumental music wherein a main theme is repeated several times and separated with several passages, which is contrasting to the main theme as often called as episodes. It is often started with the main theme A, followed by a contrasting episode B, and return again to the main theme A, followed by another contrasting episode C, and return again to the main theme A as ending. Take note that rondo form of music can have more than 2 contrasting episodes like this, depending on the composers of the music. A good example of form of music, rondo form, is Maligayang Araw, a folk song from Mabuhay Singers. Let us listen to the music and observe the changes of movements of each part. Have you identified the parts as you listen to the music? Let's us take a look at the lyric music and identify each part. If you have identified, this is part A. Now, if you have identified, this is part B. After part B, the music will go back to part A and the same lyrics and melody. Therefore, we can say that notice that the next part is a contrast from the previous, and we can identify this is another episode in between part A. Therefore, this is our part C. The last part is the repetition of part A. So, we can mark it as a part A. Maligayang araw, it's a rondo form of music. To see if you have understood the lesson, let us answer these few items Choose the letter of the correct answer. Have your pen and paper ready? Let's start. If your answer is C, you are correct. Form is the way a musical composition is arranged. If your answer is A, you are correct. If your answer is B, you are correct. Rondo is a musical form with ABACA pattern. If your answer is D, you are correct. Ternary form has three contrasting parts. The longer the music, the harder it gets for the composer to engrave the notes, especially if there are parts to be repeated. Here are some more of those repeat marks. If a composer wants you to repeat a certain part of the passage and skip a certain bar, he will use a first and second ending repeat mark. In this repeat mark that has bracket 1 and bracket 2, you are to read the passage up to the repeat bar. Return to the beginning and read the passage again up to the end of the first bracket. You are now to skip the first bracket bar and jump to the second bracket to continue the passage. The forward repeat sign and the backward repeat signs are musical symbols that is used to repeat the bars that is enclosed in it. How does these repeat signs work? Let us look at this animated video and carefully watch the movement of the marker. Have you seen the repetition from bar 5 and 6? The backward repeat sign on a bar 6 indicate that we are going back on a specific bar. The forward repeat sign on bar 5 indicates the bar we are going to start the repeat. Now as we pass along these bars, we will repeat reading it one more time and pass along up to the end of the piece like what you have seen on the animation. We can further simplify this composition using the repeat mark, the capo alpine. The capo alpine is an Italian phrase which means repeat from the beginning until the end mark, which is fine. Notice that part A is repeated on bars 9 to 12. We can omit these bars. The capo can be abbreviated as DC. We will place the capo alpine on bar 8 and a marker fine on bar 4. Let us look at this animated video using the capo alpine and carefully watch the movement of the marker. If a composer wants you to repeat a certain part of the passage and skip a certain bar, he will use a first and second ending repeat mark. In this repeat mark that has bracket 1 and 2, you are to read the passage up to the repeat bar. Return to the beginning and read to the passage again up to the end of the first bracket. You are now to skip the first bracket bar and jump to the second bracket to continue the passage. Dal segno al fine is an Italian phrase which means to repeat from the sign up to the end mark fine. Dal segno can be abbreviated as DS. The sign that you are looking for looks like this. This repeat mark is similar to the capo alpine. The only difference is you are to start the repeat from the sign and not from the beginning. Let us watch this short clip to show how dal segno alpine works. The capo al coda is similar to the past da capo phrase we have discussed. Remember that the capo can be abbreviated as DC. It means to repeat from the beginning and jump to coda. You are to look for the symbols as you repeat the passage and jump to the same symbol which is often located at the end of the piece. Let us watch this short clip to show how the capo al coda works. Dal segno al coda works like the capo al coda. It means to repeat from the sign and jump to coda. Take note that you are to look for these two symbols, the segno sign and the coda sign. Let us watch this short clip to show how dal segno al coda works. A gentle reminder that in order for you to play an instrument or sing a song according to the sheet of music, you should read and understand the movement of every part. Especially if there are repeat marks and symbols. To see if you have understand the lesson, let us answer these few items. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Are you ready? Have your pen and paper ready? Start. If your answer is A, you are correct. If your answer is C, you are correct. If your answer is B, you are correct. If your answer is A, you are correct. If your answer is D, you are correct. I hope you got it all correct. Always remember that form is the structure of the music. It can have as many parts or episodes depending on the composers. And repeat marks and symbols can help composers simplify their work. It lessens the repetition of specific parts of the composition to be repeated. You may now start answering the activities on your modules for this lesson and make sure that you submit it on your subject teacher. That's all for today, kids. Once again, I'm Sir Noel Gamol from Marulas Central School. I hope you enjoyed our lesson here in Valenzuela FB Live. Thank you for listening. Again, sing along with me to my music. Let's learn music together.
Halina't makinig, tayo ay umawit, masayang magbasa ng note at melodiya. Ritmo'y isayaw, katawan ay igalaw. I am Sir Noel, your music teacher. Let us learn music together. Let us learn music together.